Hello, everyone. Normally, I don't cover too much outside stuff other than personal, but this does or could indirectly link to me. Um, I don't know the Harvard professor, but a lot of people think, or the idea that they might be a laboratory leak from Wuhan may have some credibility. And this is an article. It is right on the Department of Justice's website. It's the Office of Public Affairs. So this is verified information. And we're just going to take a look at it. This is about almost a year ago. Actually, on January 20th, this is right before the COVID-19 outbreak. And a lot of the mainstream media, which we're going to look at, left out something important. It says the Department of Justice announced that the chair of Harvard University's chemistry and two Chinese nationals have been charged in connection with aiding the People's Republic of China. Dr. Charles Lieber, 60, chair of the Department of Chemistry and Biology at Harvard University, was arrested. He was charged with making material false and fictitious fraudulent statements. But we're not going to go into his statements. This was somewhat reported in the media. But what they leave out is if you go down here, you have Yang King Yi, Chinese national. They were posing as students. Of course, they were probably agents with false statements and a conspiracy. And we have Zhao Songxing, 30, another Chinese restaurant national, who was probably posing as a student, was charged by criminal complaint with attempting to smuggle 21 vials of biological research to China. This is directly linked to Wuhan. He was detained in December of 2019, so this is before the COVID-19 outbreak. Now, that's a lot of vials of research you got a hold of. Now, what if one of them was COVID? It doesn't say in the article that it was COVID-19, but as you can see here, Lieber became a strategic scientist at Wuhan University of Technology in China. This is right on the DOJ website. And so there is a good possibility that the virus was leaked on purpose. And he should be charged or investigated for bioterrorism if that is the case. They were paying him $50,000, $1 million. So there's a lot more that went on to this case other than just the COVID-19 outbreak. According to he was a lieutenant of the People's Liberation Army, the Armed Forces of the People of China. So this is a spy that was up at Harvard, and we have a professor at Harvard aiding and abetting this. So this is pretty serious. And the fact that the mainstream media will not report this, it could be that the DOJ is doing further investigation. But again, we read here that Zhao Songxing got a hold of 21 vials of biological research. He attempted to smuggle them out of the U.S. We do not know what those vials of research are, but we can guarantee that they could have been viruses, including COVID-19. It would not be illogical to think that at this point. But if there were other ones, what if there are other ones that they were? Or what if they were smuggling before that and we don't know? All right, so this is actually, it might be being kept out of the mainstream media for the time being. Mainly because they are dealing with foreign agents that were clearly at Harvard University as spies posing as students. So this is pretty serious. But we have people on Twitter who are saying that this was all started as a conspiracy. So according to Agent K, also known as Gary Klein, he's talking to Prison Planet, saying that this is a total fallacy. All indications at the time, a year ago, were not indicative of a Wuhan lab leak. In fact, that rumor was started as a conspiracy. We see that this is not true. This was based off the DOJ website. public notice. So the media, the mainstream media here in the US, is keeping this quiet. They're not telling you that perhaps some of those vials could have been COVID-19. And whatever else were in those vials, we have absolutely no idea. What if it was Ebola or other dangerous biological weapons? It could be any biological weapon, including COVID. It could have been SARS-1, SARS-2 in there, which is, by the way, another name for COVID-19. And COVID-19 has actually been around in animals for a lot longer. You can see that this is the Department of Justice news. Nothing is being said anything about attempting to smuggle 21 vials of biological research. So that it could include viruses, it could include other material that we have no idea what it is. But they're being ambiguous and quite vague as to what that research was. But there's no doubt in my mind that it probably could have included COVID-19. And I'll just give you an example of how the news will talk about the regular news. I can pull it up. I guess not. They'll mention that he made false statements. They'll mention that he was arrested, but they will not mention in most of these articles that he may have been involved in the smuggling of the research. Either way, it does look like that it could have been deliberately released to the public by China, or by this agent. We don't know because they're being vague as to what was in those vials. And they're not going to tell you that one of them might have been SARS-2/COVID-19.